And so Jesus comes, he's born into the earth with a body like that of Adam, a body that doesn't have sin. And as a result of the many attempts they made to kill him, they couldn't kill him. In fact, he told them, said, you can't kill me, I will lay down my life. Yeah. And he laid down his life after he had taken upon himself your sin and my sin. After he drank the cup of sin in the Garden of Gethsemane, only then could death touch him. It couldn't touch him before then. So Jesus died, he's buried, but watch now, watch, he's justified in the pit of hell, made righteous, cleansed totally, sin removed, he's restored, and he rises in that same body. That is different now. But now it's not only just a sinless body, it's a resurrected body. A resurrected body can exist in two realms at the same time. Or it can transition between heaven and earth. And there's no problem. He can go to heaven and come to earth. And it's a body that you could see the holes, his holes, you could see holes in his hands. And yet he's not bleeding. He says to Thomas, come and put your finger in my hands and see if it's me. And when he visits with the disciples, he ate fish with them, so he can still eat. But the ascension of Jesus simply means him going up to heaven in his resurrected body, in his glorified body, a body that one day you and I are going to have. We will have it. A body that will not sin. A body that death cannot kill. A body that is fresh and new, no aches and pains. No sefuba lintaramane. It's a body that is filled with the life of God. A body that can traverse between heaven and earth. Outer space. You can go into the presence of God and woya gozola after that. Shaba yaba yaba. It's a body like that. And when you read everything about the redemption ministry of Christ, you know that his ascension was the next most important thing in terms of his redemptive ministry. In him ascending, it would fulfill the full cycle of what he came to do. In John 16, verse 27, it says, for the Father himself loves you because you have loved me and have believed that I came forth from God. I came forth from the Father, and I have come into the world again. I leave the world and I go to the Father. So, his ascension would be like the crowning culmination of his ministry on earth. The Son of God became the Son of Man in incarnation. He took upon himself the body of flesh and blood and then returned to heaven with the same virgin-born, crucified, resurrected, glorified body. He came from heaven as God becoming man. Then he returned to heaven as the God-man. And I want you to see that. The God-man. In heaven, we have a man representing us. Look at 1 Timothy 2, verse 5 and 6. It says, for there is only one God, one mediator, who can reconcile God and humanity. Watch that last part. The man. So in his resurrection, he goes back to heaven as a man, a God-man. Verse 6 says he gave his life to purchase freedom for everyone. This is the message he gave to the world just at the right time. So Jesus then becomes a proof that God will keep to everything he said he would do. He becomes the guarantee, the surety of what will become. That if God can raise him from the dead, we will be raised from the dead. If God could pull him out of the pit of hell and can give him a body like that, then we will be raised from the dead as well. So he becomes the first man. Watch this now. He becomes the firstborn from the dead. He is not the first man to be raised from the dead, but the firstborn to be raised from spiritual death. And Jesus becomes the forerunner, or he becomes the tithe, or he becomes the first fruit, and he becomes the proof and the surety that what God has said he will do. We will be raised from the dead again one day.